I'm Mir Joshi and welcome back to the MJ Show. Now my guest today is someone I've known for many years. I met him at his one of his first gigs that he did before the launch of his first album. I've had him on my radio show a couple of times. I've actually anchored a gig and chatted with him in one of his gigs for a website that I was working with. But now it gives me great pleasure to have him on the MJ Show because we're going to be talking about his first album, his second album and everything that's happened in between. It gives me great pleasure to welcome on the MJ Show the absolutely fantastic Raghu Dixit. Hey man, good to have you on the show.
Good to have you too.
I also have with him not the entire band. The Raghu Dixit Project is here. We are just in the Mehboob studio premises, and they're going to have a gig later on in the evening. But I have one member of the Raghu Dixit Project here with me. I have Parth Chandiramani. There you go. I almost got it right. Parth Chandiramani, who plays the flute in the band. All right. That's it for them. Now let's just talk to each other. Now, want to start off with, as I have with everybody else, at the very beginning. So before the Raghu Dixit Project took off, which was what, 2008?
2005.
2005. But the first album was released in 2008.
Yeah, 2007.
2007.
Yeah.
Okay. So before that, you were obviously still performing for quite a while before the Raghu Dixit Project, as it is now, took off. Tell me a little bit about the journey before the first album released.
The journey was pretty much similar to what I have today.
Yeah.
It's just that it was underground and not many people knew about us. But the kind of music I was making was pretty much based on Indian fusion. And it was called, I had a band called Antaragani, which was started in Mysore.
Okay.
With me and another violinist friend of mine called H.M.Bhaskar.
Okay.
And it was the duo for quite a many years, for 3-4 years.
Okay.
It would just be me and Bhaskar playing on stage.
So songs that you'd written?
Yeah, songs which I had written and Bhaskar, both of us
composed.
Yeah, and Bhaskar continues to collaborate with me even on the latest album.
Nice.
So most of the violin parts that you heard on the first album were all Bhaskar's contributions. In fact, Mysore Se Aayi, the legendary violins, are completely Bhaskar's contributions.
Nice.
So we kind of were a formidable duo, and we never really said, let's become a band, let's play there, let's release an album. We started playing simply because we loved the whole fun of sitting together and making music together, jamming and making songs.
Nice.
And after a couple of years of just doing jams at home, by when we had probably written 20-30 songs.
Wow, okay.
And I moved to Bangalore for work. I joined a pharmaceutical company as a researcher.
And you had I think a gold medal in what?
Microbiology, masters.
Wow, masters in microbiology, and then you joined a pharmaceutical company in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while I was working there, and meanwhile Bhaskar had moved to Chennai because that is the seat of Carnatic classical music. So for him, opportunities as a classical violinist were far more
over there.
And he had also his Guruji, M.S. Gopal Krishnan, living in Chennai. So it made better sense for him to move to Chennai.
Okay.
And then it became a little more difficult for me and him to get together.
Work together, yeah.
So there was this one competition that was announced in the newspapers. I saw it and I, on a whim, said maybe we should enter this. And I called Bhaskar saying there is this rock competition going on. Do you think I should apply for it?
Yeah.
And we did. And it was Strawberry Fields in National Law School.
Nice.
And this was 1998.
1998, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And till then we had not given a single public performance.
Okay, and this was your first public performance?
Yeah.
Okay, and Bhaskar was there for this?
And Bhaskar came down from Chennai for this.
Okay.
And whatever songs we knew, we walked up on stage for the prelims. There were some 48 bands at that time. And while we were walking up, I still remember the girl from NLS who was one of the organizers said, "So where is the rest of the band?" So, and as sheepishly and as confidently I could, at the same time, I said, they are coming for the finals.
Epic. And so what did you perform in the, did you reach the final?
Yeah, we did.
You did?
We played and we became, we were placed in the top 6.
Nice.
In the prelims, and we just played whatever we had composed together.
Do you remember any of the songs that you played back then?
Mysore Se Aayi remains to be the epic.
So it was there from that time?
Yeah, me and Bhaskar composed it together.
Oh, lovely. Can I hear a bit of that before we move ahead with the story?
मैसूर से आई वो अखियों से तीर मार गई रे। चांद का टुकड़ा है चेहरा, बहती बालों की धारा, उसमें मोती का गजरा, आंखें जो चैन मार गई रे। आजा रे हो सजनी, आजा रे।
All right. Fantastic stuff. So one of the first songs that you wrote with Bhaskar
Was Mysore Se Aayi.
was Mysore Se Aayi, which is also on his first album. I don't know if the physical copies are still available, but
Not
you can
anymore.
definitely find it on OK Listen
Okay Listen and iTunes.
and on iTunes. So you can pick up not just the first album, the second album, which we'll talk about in a bit, and you released a live album as well.
Yes,
right?
it
Like
was recorded in York City in UK,
Okay.
and it was a performance that we did in a medieval church,
Wow.
and it was recorded live and released.
So that was also released, and that is also available on iTunes and on OK Listen. So alright, so that was the first one of the first songs that you guys made, and 1998 that happened. NLS happened.
Yeah.
From there, move on to
So yeah, and that's when we realized that our music is actually capable of getting appreciated by people.
yeah,
Till then, music was made only for
yourself.
the truest sense of making music, you know. Till then, we really didn't know if we should perform in front of an audience. Even I was only like singing because I loved singing, and I always thought science was my main profession.
Okay.
And NLS changed that.
Wow.
And then onwards, we went on to become Bangalore's best band by this Radio City Live competition that happened.
Okay.
And by then, another violinist who was a Western classical violinist by Manoj George, named by Manoj George, he joined us.
Okay.
And as a trio, we went on to win.
So 2 violins and a guitar.
Yeah, and a
Nice.
voice.
And a voice, of course.
And then we thought we should expand the band. That happened only because we got this offer to open for Bryan Adams in 2002
Wow.
when he performed in Bangalore.
Okay.
And that just suddenly bloated everything up for us. And then we
Took it
started,
to the next level, absolutely.
and from then on we started getting college invites and stuff like that. So the band just stuck on, and band was always changing, the backing band.
The
but-
musicians always kept changing, as it
But
so
only
often
Bhaskar and I
happens.
and Manoj were kind of, even Bhaskar started becoming very popular in the Carnatic classical scene, and he started traveling abroad a lot.
Okay.
So it used to be me and Manoj for some time.
Okay.
And then Manoj also drifted out, and in 2005 Antaragani officially kind of got dissolved because
Okay.
everyone wanted to go different directions and stuff.
Right,
And it is difficult to hold on to a band or members, especially when the going is tough.
Yeah.
When it is successful, then it's easier for
The band members to stay on.
get
Yeah.
convinced to stay with the band, you know.
Yeah, and to stay just with one band.
Yeah.
And not play with 15 other bands.
No, I'm okay with 15 other bands.
Okay.
As long as you also continue to play with my band. You know?
Correct.
I don't think restricting a band member to only one band is a fair thing to do.
True,
I think
true.
musicians should expand their horizons,
Right.
and it's
But at least they give you time.
it's like having the second wife and the third wife. You can't get restricted only to one wife. You know?
All right. So all of that happened, and then how did the album deal come about? I mean, how did you know that okay, now we are ready to release an album?
Throughout all these 6-7 years since Antaragani was formed, we still did try to release our album through record labels, and most of the record labels who heard the music on the demo completely trashed it and said this will never sell, this is too experimental,
Oh, wow,
this is too
there you go.
eclectic,
Okay.
very niche, it will not work at all. And then I used to sing in English also,
Okay.
mainly.
Okay.
Only a couple of songs in Hindi, and I was not even singing in Kannada then.
Okay.
It was only after Kannada was written, but it was like always dormant, only sung
So
for
even
my
the songs
joy.
that you written were English songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first few songs that I wrote,
Yeah.
20-30 songs, were all in English.
Okay.
It was only after I met Vishal Shekhar,
Yeah.
things changed in a drastic way.
Okay.
Literally, the story of my album coming out through Vishal Shekhar Music is a perfect video idea for the song "Well I'm in Mumbai Waiting for a Miracle."
Wow, that's a song on the first album.
Yeah.
And you know, in fact, I'll tell you what, we're going to go into the first album in just a bit and talk a little bit more about that. But before we go into the first album, let's end this one with one of the English songs that you'd done back then.
Oh damn, that's a toughie.
Come on, a little bit.
We just revived this song recently, so we'll play that song. These days my mind walks ahead, leaving me behind all alone, and I'm lost in a fathomless zero, circling within me round and round. I recall the days when you made me feel that all my zeros held a sum of infinity. As your light haunts my heart like the ghost of a long dead star, I still love you with the freshness of morning dew. I still love you like the fragrance of earth married to rain.
Fantastic stuff. All right, we're going to go into part 2 right now. We talk about the first album and also about things that have happened post that. Check it out.